On Osrc News at 7. Southwest stakeholders meet in Akure to strengthen democracy, advance regional integration. Ondo Assembly passes 3 bills on audit reform, security and coastal management. Tinubu reviews clemency list, excludes convicts of serious crimes. And from the foreign scene, U.S. Federal Reserve reviews economy, considers additional rate cuts. Good evening and welcome to the news. I am Obi Chukwemeka Oti. We begin tonight on the Southwest Stakeholders Summit held in Akure, Ondo State. Speakers of the Southwest Stakeholders Dialogue in Akure have stressed the urgent need to build on the achievements of President Bola Tinubu's administration while addressing existing gaps. The regional town hall, which brought together citizens, ministers and senior federal officials, focused on restoring the Southwest leadership across all levels. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa highlighted the significance of the event and called for more concerted efforts towards consolidating the gains of the present administration. Government House correspondent Wahab Bankole reports. We hope to bring you that report in the course of the bulletin. Staying with the Southwest Summit, the leaders, thinkers and citizens gathered with a shared commitment to strengthen democracy through meaningful dialogue. The event, themed Strengthening Democracy Through Dialogue, Assessing Progress, Charting the Future, marked a significant step towards promoting development and regional integration in the Southwest and across Nigeria. The program provided a vital platform for constructive conversations aimed at assessing democratic progress while mapping out a future path. Government House correspondent Zimo Ebeme tells us more, and it is presented from our studio.
The southwest region of Nigeria, consisting of Ekiti, Lagos, Ogun, Ondo, Osun, and Oyo states, has long been a beacon of progressive governance and regional cooperation. Rooted in the visionary leadership of Chief Obafemi Awolowo, the region pioneered people-focused policies in education, health, and economic planning, which laid the groundwork for current efforts toward regional integration. This drive for integration, championed by institutions like the Dawn Commission, aims to foster collaboration across critical sectors such as infrastructure, agriculture, and technology. The goal is to promote shared economic growth and sustainable development throughout the region. In line with these objectives, citizens, ministers, and senior government officials gather in Akure for a Citizens Government Interactive Town Hall. The session provided a platform for dialogue, reflection, and renewed commitment to inclusive governance, reinforcing the region's pursuit of unity and collective progress. Afenifere chieftain Chief Sende Arogbofa, along with other participants, described the dialogue as timely and impactful and urged Nigerians to collaborate closely with the government to create a conducive environment that fosters development and nurtures democratic growth.
I see what we are doing as a kind of meeting of minds to look at so many things, talk to government so that the government can also listen to us, criticize constructively so that we can move forward to make things better.
Very integral part of Nigeria, where most of us here come from, to develop. We need development within Southeast Nigeria. And our leaders, I'm glad they can hold this kind of event today, summit, to put their heads together and deliberate and engage in dialogues for the betterment of Southeast Nigeria.
This is an appropriate time for the entire Southwest to come together to reassess our strategies about how to approach, about how we have been approaching democracy in Nigeria. It is very apt because we need to come together and see what support we can galvanize for our son who is leading country at this moment.
Others commended Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa for his inclusive leadership and approach in uniting the Southwest states behind a shared agenda for development.
And we're looking forward to a conversation that will be inspiring, engaging, and the grace of God lead to a brighter future for Nigeria.
It will acknowledge all those areas where accomplishments are being made, but also point out where attentions are needed.
The Southwest, being a region, must always play the leading role because of the advantage of being highly educated. And the most important thing about education is how far you can bring what you have learned to practice.
Participants called on governments at all levels to maintain people-centered programs that empower citizens to become self-reliant and economically independent. At the event, there was a shared consensus that ongoing dialogue and collaboration are essential for realizing the developmental goals of the Southwest and building a stronger, more united Nigeria.
The Ondo State House of Assembly has passed into law 3 bills aimed at improving governance, enhancing security, and promoting sustainable management of the state's coastal and waterways resources. The bills passed include a bill for a law to amend the Ondo State Public Audit Amendment Law 2021, a bill for a law to establish the Ondo State Coastal and Waterways Management Agency 2025, and a bill for a law to provide for the prohibition of the act of kidnapping and abduction and for connected purposes. House of Assembly correspondent Omoshile Oladese Ajayi reports that the move is sequel to a public hearing earlier held on the bills.
The passage of the bills followed the consideration and adoption of reports presented by relevant House committees during plenary. The development marks another milestone in the Assembly's legislative efforts towards improving transparency in public service, safeguarding lives and property, and ensuring effective utilization of the state's natural resources. Presenting reports on a bill to amend the Ondo State Public Audit Law 2021, the lawmaker representing Ondo West Constituency 1, Moyolorun Ogunwumiju, noted that the proposed amendments contain essential provisions tailored to the peculiar needs of the state, ensuring a reasonable level of independence in the operations of both offices of the Auditors General to enhance transparency and accountability in public financial management.
The provisions contained in the proposed amendments were justifiable. The amendments to Ondo State Public Audit Amendment Law were passed into law. The Public Audit Amendment Law of Ondo State 2021 is hereby proposed for amendment. And the conclusion, Mr. Speaker, is that the committee wishes to appreciate this honorable House for the opportunity given it to serve in the capacity of making recommendations for the passage of this amendment into law.
While rallying support of other lawmakers on a self-sponsored bill for a law to establish Ondo State Coastal and Waterways Management Agency, lawmaker representing Eseodo constituency, Oluwatoyin Allen, expressed optimism that the bill, when passed into law, will unlock the vast economic potential of the state's coastal areas, among other benefits.
2. That Ondo State as coastal states will benefit immensely from this bill if passed into law, in the sense that investors will be encouraged to develop related businesses accordingly. 3. That if passed into law, will regulate several illegal activity and checkmate the excesses in both the coastal and waterways of the states.
Also presenting reports on a bill for a law to provide for the prohibition of the act of kidnapping and adoption on behalf of the House Committee on Security. Olatunji Fabiyi explained that the proposed amendments were aimed at strengthening the legal framework against kidnapping in Ondo State.
The bill, if passed into law, will go a long way in checkmating the incident of kidnapping and abduction in Ondo State.
Speaker of the House, Olamide Oladiji, commended members for their commitment and diligence in the lawmaking process, noting that the bills reflect the Assembly's responsiveness to the needs and aspirations of the people of Ondo State.
The bill is hereby passed into law. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. I have it.
The bills are expected to be transmitted to the governor for his assent in the coming days. Omoshiliola Adesoye Ajayi, Osrc News.
We'll now go on this commercial break. When we return, we'll serve you more stories. Stay with us.
When it's bright and early, get your breakfast right. You need all the nutrients that will hold you tight. Stay in power, you find it all in Peak. Every move you make, Peak's got you all the way. And the Peak goes on.
Power on every morning with our Peak breakfast to make the most of every day. Peak. Reach for your peak.
Afenifere, the Pan-Yoruba organization, in partnership with the Dawn Commission, invites you to a historic citizen and stakeholders dialogue, a gathering to strengthen our democracy, reflect on our progress, and chart a brighter and more united future for the Southwest. Join us 9 a.m. on Wednesday, October 29th and Thursday, October 30th, 2025 at the Dome, ICEC, Akure, Ondo State. All Southwest governors, National Assembly members from the Southwest, State Assembly members, traditional rulers, religious leaders, market leaders, women, and youth groups, as well as members of the press, are cordially invited. Host Governor, His Excellency Lucky Orimisan Ayedatiwa, Governor of Ondo State. Please note that this is a non-partisan summit where ministers and other senior officials, federal and state governments will present scorecards to Yoruba leaders. To participate, simply send a text message to 0701 3130764. This message is proudly brought to you by the Dawn Commission. Dawn Commission, building the Southwest of our dreams.
Thank you for rejoining us. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at OSRC TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel OSRC TV Ondo. Now, speakers of the Southwest Lead Stakeholders Dialogue in Akure have stressed the urgent need to build on the achievements of President Bola Tinubu's administration while addressing existing gaps. The regional town hall, which brought together citizens, ministers and senior federal officials, focused on restoring the Southwest leadership across all levels. Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa highlighted the significance of the event and called for more concerted efforts towards consolidating the gains of the present administration. Government House correspondent Wahab Bankole reports.
The decision to host the Southwest Stakeholders Dialogue was driven by the need to evaluate progress and identify areas of improvement in growth, development, and governance within Nigeria's Southwest geopolitical zone. The event, titled Southwest Stakeholders Dialogue, a regional citizen government interactive town hall session with ministers and senior federal government officials, took place at the International Culture and Events Center, the Dome, in Akure, the Ondo State capital. Attended by prominent figures from across the country, especially the Southwest, the summit carried the theme, Strengthening Democracy Through Dialogue, Assessing Progress, Charting the Future. Ondo State Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa, who welcomed the dignitaries, stressed the importance of the gathering and the progress achieved so far in the Southwest.
These resonate deeply with the core values and ingredients of democracy, which are dialogue, negotiation, consensus building. It calls us to reflection, courage, and vision. We must interrogate ourselves by asking some questions. How far we have come as a country? Where have we stumbled? This dialogue will undoubtedly, this very one, address or should address the critical interest of the Southwest region, which I must respectfully state are currently tied to the continuity of President Tinubu's presidency beyond 2027.
The chairman of the Southwest Governors Forum and Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, said the event aims to revive the legacy of the Yoruba people while recognizing the reform policies of President Bola Tinubu's administration. He called for sustained efforts to promote a stronger and more united Southwest region.
So we see the establishment of a Southwest Development Commission by Mr. President with the backing of the National Assembly as one of the steps that will further affirm our collective destiny. We believe that this commission will provide an institutional platform for us as a region to plan, to integrate, and to deliver the kind of regional transformation that used to define the old Western region under the leadership of late Chief Obafemi Awolowo.
Afenifere leader Ruben Fashoranti, represented by Senator Femi Okunromu, stated that party politics must never divide Yoruba unity.
Development has no party. Progress knows no partisan affiliation. The welfare of our people is not a matter for political point scoring. The welfare of our people must be and remains the fulcrum and central theme of our political calculations.
Others, including the Aláàfin of Ọ̀yọ́, Ọba Abímbọ́lá Ọ̀wọ́adé, the Ọlọ́wọ̀, Ọba Ajíbádé Gbádégẹṣin Ògúnwòye, and Chief Bisi Akande, advocated a stronger and more united Yoruba race.
I commend the organizers of these summits for bringing together stakeholders from various sectors to share ideas and best practices.
We are here so that those who are representing us politically will showcase what they've been doing towards the benefit of our people in Yoruba land and in Nigeria as a whole.
It is a renewal of Yoruba tradition of communal existence, of reasoning together before acting. It is also a reminder that democracy deepens when leaders and citizens sit to talk.
Some members of the Federal Executive Council also presented stewardship reports. From the International Culture and Events Center, the Dome in Akure, Wahab Bankole, Osrc News.
Tinubu reviews clemency list, excludes convicts of serious crimes. Details after this break. Join us again.
All bets on sports. What is bet? Huge winnings. What is bet? High odds. What is bet? Fast pay. What is bet? What is bet? Bookmaker Company.
You're welcome back. The International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD, in partnership with the federal government, has launched an additional financing orientation and technical session for the 2025 Life ND program in Kubitis in Ondo State. The initiative seeks to equip young entrepreneurs and farmers with the skills and resources needed to strengthen agricultural enterprises and enhance food security. Adewumi Taiwo tells us more.
The event held in Akure brought together over 612 emerging incubators from 10 selected local government areas. The orientation provided participants with crucial insights into the scope of the additional financing, including modules on loan facilitation, business management, and sustainable agricultural practices. The Livelihood Improvement Family Enterprises and Agribusiness Development Project is a flagship initiative of IFAD in collaboration with the federal government, and it is designed to empower rural youth and women through agribusiness development. The Ondo State Project Coordinator of LifeEnd, Olawale Ademola, said the orientation aims to equip the 2025 cohort with comprehensive technical knowledge. He highlighted the key expectations and benefits awaiting the beneficiaries of the program.
Processing to marketing, the same thing for cassava, then poultry and the fish. So it's put across the value chain that we have: production, processing, marketing across the major agro-commodities. Then we're looking into area of streaming.
The State Commissioner for Agriculture and Forestry, Leye Akinola, reaffirmed the state government's commitment to supporting the beneficiaries, who will be established and eventually serve as incubators to others. He urged participants to take the orientation seriously and maximize the opportunity to build sustainable agribusinesses.
Make sure they continue with the training they have gotten there, so to also train others. So as you can see, you see the testimony that some that were incubators before had also become incubators. So these are what Ondo State government, in partnership with our developmental partners, our federal government of Nigeria are doing.
Guest speakers emphasized the need for the beneficiaries to get it right from the start, encouraging them to remain optimistic.
Get the right training and you are empowered and you become a better version of yourself. So the APC is happy, and as much as possible, please show commitment.
If your incubator tells you to come at a stipulated time and you decide to do as you wish, your attendance signifies your competence and your performance.
It is better you go together as a team. If you go as a team, you will go far. But if you go alone, you will go fast. You will not go far. But it's better you go fast so that whatever you are going to get is going to be sustainable.
Beneficiaries expressed optimism about the new funding support, noting that it would help overcome existing challenges and strengthen agribusiness operations. With Ondo State vast agricultural potential, the LifeEnd initiative promises to make a lasting impact, empowering local youth, reducing unemployment, boosting food production, and advancing economic diversification beyond oil dependence. Adewumi Taiwo, Osrc News.
President Bola Tinubu has executed the relevant instruments of release to complete the process of formally exercising his constitutional power of prerogative of mercy to grant pardon and clemency to specific individuals who were earlier convicted for various offences. A statement by the Special Advisor on Information and Strategy to the President, Bayo Onanuga, said the move is simple to the consultations with the Council of State and public opinion on the matter. It revealed that following the review, certain persons convicted of serious crimes were removed from the list. The presidency further stated that the approved list of eligible beneficiaries had been transmitted to the Nigerian Correctional Service for implementation in line with the duly signed instruments of release. Moving on to the foreign scene, the United States Federal Reserve is holding a meeting this week to review the nation's economic outlook and consider possible interest rate cuts. Last month, the Fed reduced rates by 0.25%, But President Trump has continued to press for larger and faster reductions to boost economic growth. Blessing Obe has more.
Jeff Arno's new distillery in Tacoma Park, Maryland should be open early next year. The building work takes time and money. That is why it will watch the Federal Reserve's interest rate decision very closely.
Some of the loans that we have for this expansion project are a floating rate loan, and so as that rate comes down, it's tied to a treasury bill. As that comes down, our expenses go down.
Money saved can be plugged back into the business.
Could that mean the difference between this surviving and thriving or not?
And it could mean the difference between me being able to hire additional staff, me being able to make more investments in our business over the long term, absolutely.
When the Federal Reserve makes its decision here at its headquarters in Washington, its impacts are felt across the country. It wants to steer the economy so it creates jobs and keeps prices low. One of the biggest tools it has got to do that is interest rates. The U.S. Federal Reserve meets several times a year to discuss and set interest rates. In September, they cut the rate by 0.25%, the first cut this year. Every interest rate decision impacts people's pockets differently. A high interest rate means you can earn more money on your savings, but it means credit card debt costs more. It costs more to get a home loan or a car loan, and that tends to have a knock-on effect on less house building and less consumer spending. Donald Trump has made clear he wants big cuts now, but that idea carries a huge threat.
Were to suddenly reduce the interest rate from about 4% where it is in America down to 1% or 2% where the president wants, that would have a massive boost in aggregate demand, but only for a very short-lived period of time. You'll see inflation kind of skyrocket as a result of that. This isn't a theoretical exercise. It's been tried in multiple countries in the past and present, and it always goes the same.
Managing interest rates is a tricky balancing act. Jerome Powell's Fed has insisted political pressure, saying he goes where the data takes him, knowing whatever decision he makes a big difference to tens of millions of people around the world, from consumers to big companies and small companies getting off the ground, but it could still anger a president. Blessing Obe, Osrc News.
To round up the news tonight, here again are the major highlights. We told you the southwest region of Nigeria has gathered in Akure with a shared commitment to strengthen democracy through meaningful dialogue. The session provided a platform for dialogue, reflection, and renewed commitment to inclusive governance, reinforcing the region's pursuit of unity and collective progress. We also told you that the Ondo State House of Assembly has passed into law 3 bills aimed at improving governance, enhancing security, and promoting sustainable management of the state's coastal and waterways resources. The President has ordered a further vetting of the previously approved list of individuals earlier convicted for various offenses. And on the foreign scene, the United States Federal Reserve is holding a meeting this week to review the nation's economic outlook and consider possible interest rate cuts. And that's the news tonight. Thank you very much for being a part of it. Good evening.